Hello, mindful friends. Today we're going to be talking about the inner calm and stillness that is associated with mindfulness. And sometimes I have clients ask me, I'm just not that calm or quiet of a person, right? Is it just maybe not my personality to be so quiet and centered? I'm kind of more of a mover and a doer, and I talk a lot more and I'm just a faster paced person. And is this not conducive to that internal stillness and quiet of mindfulness? So when I answer that question, I said, well, there is as we're developing that inner calm, a place for quiet, calm practices, for slowing things down in the beginning to develop that inner connection, the inner calm. And if we're stuck in the go mode and the doing mode and the frantic mode, and we have never felt the internal calm, it can be really hard to cultivate it without actually slowing the body down, the routine down, the movement down. So in the beginning, it is helpful to have these more formal practices in these classes where we do sit, we do find the stillness. And some people do keep that in movement. They engage more with like a walking meditation, where we're not at the beginning speed walking towards a destination, but we can bring the movement in, so we don't have to be seated. Or we do the practices of while eating meditation or cooking. There are ways to bring it into motion, so we don't have to just be seated on a cushion for those of us who struggle with just being silent and still in a seated position. But in those beginning practices, there is a slow down, like I said, even in those movements. So even if we're eating meditation, we might still be going through the motions. We're active. They might be a little more intentional and slow in the beginning. Or cooking meditation. We're not just chopping through the vegetables to get it done this time. There's an intention there, an awareness, and that's cultivated by a slowing down. And what this slowing down is doing is developing that little piece of you within that holds the stillness and the center. And when I think about that stillness and center, it's like the ocean on the top is all these busy waves, right? Which we'll get to that in a second, that we can still have the busy waves. But what we're cultivating is that quiet, deeper ocean that's still there and still present if you have the stormy waves on top. But you're remembering there's a part of me that is the deeper ocean. And this deeper ocean is always present. And no matter what's happening on the surface, the deeper ocean is there and holds that kind of calm and stillness, the grounding, the earthing of your center. And when we're developing that, that is formed by this mindful presence. It is the observer, it's the watcher, it's the one that remembers where center is. And so as we're developing the mindfulness practice, we're getting in touch with what is my calm center. And we all have it. No matter if you're a doer, you're a busybody, you're out there, accomplishing things, you still have within you this center, this core, the deeper ocean. So in our practices, that's what we're trying to get in touch with, the deeper ocean. And within this deeper ocean comes that inner wisdom, the remembering of what you really value, the acknowledging and noticing what really serves you, and the ability to intentionally create a response versus reacting to things, getting caught up. So when we get this deeper ocean kind of calm within us, we can still have lives, right? Like I have a lot of clients, they have kids and jobs and, hobbies and sports. So they might still be engaged in these busy lives. It doesn't mean that we become this little monk that has nothing to do and we're calm all day and not moving very much. We can still be very occupied at work, busy at work. The waves on the top, right? That would be the busier, faster waves. But we still remember the deeper ocean core within us. So we can be moving, things can be happening around us, and yet we recognize there's something within us still grounding us, anchoring us to what matters most. And that awareness that we're developing is watching what we're doing in the world. It's observing, and it's always kind of keeping us centered on what matters most. So that when those waves are rolling and crashing and we're going, we're noticing if we're getting carried away in that and starting to react in ways that don't really serve us. But that inner calm, the inner stillness, if it's still there, it still remembers. And so in their mindfulness practice, you're developing the ability to, even when the waves are rolling, pause, even in 3 breaths, right? It doesn't have to look like you step away from your busy life or disengage. You take 3 deep breaths, and the stronger your practice gets, the quicker you'll be able to use that to recenter, to remember. And so what it does is, sometimes you can feel the difference of if you're getting carried away with everything you're getting involved in and you lose center and you're just scattered in all these places. You're just reacting to everything that you're doing instead of intentionally being present for us. That's a very different feeling than if you have that deeper ocean calm, where even if you are busy, you still feel centered and grounded. There's still a stillness within your heart and soul. And that's what we check in with, even when we are busy, to make sure we're not getting wrapped up and carried away in these higher energies of movement, turning us into somebody that's more reactionary or somebody we don't want to be. And so that inner stillness that you're building then just reminds you in that moment, how am I doing? Who am I being? Is this my authentic self? And it helps you to make choices and act and speak in ways that still align with who you really are. So as your practice develops, no, you don't have to be the person that's always quiet and observing and not moving very much. You can be a busy person still, but you carry that inner stillness, that kind of deep ocean below the waves. So this week I invite you to look, even if you're that busy person, don't look at that as I can't be mindful, but ask yourself, do I have that internal deeper water, still water that's present even if I have waves in my life? And how do I cultivate it? How do I access it? And how does it serve me to keep being my authentic self? If you enjoy these talks and would like to join us for individual coaching or group classes, you can find us at newleafmindfulness.com. All these teachings and more are available in my book, Living from the Heart, Healing Ourselves So We Can Heal the World, which is available in print and in audiobook, anywhere that you get those. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you all very soon.